Hello and welcome back to the channel for another Doctor Who collection update, this time for July 2022. Apologies, this is coming a bit later than usual. It's nearly September at the time I'm recording this. Just various things got in the way, but hopefully we'll be back on track sooner rather than later. It's also quite a small update this time round, not got too much to go through this month, but we do have some exciting 5-inch figures as ever, as well as one or two other bits and pieces as well. So as ever, we begin with Doctor Who Magazine, issue 580 here from July, with this fantastic cover by Anthony Lamb. There's the CGI Dalek renders on Twitter and stuff. Go and check him out if you haven't already. But yeah, fantastic cover, themed around the Dalek movies and the movie Daleks from both films here displayed in all their Technicolor glory. So it's rather frustrating with this issue actually, because it came out literally, I think, 2 days before I was due to go abroad for a couple of weeks, so I wasn't able to access my subscription copy, and because I was abroad as well, I wasn't able to just hop to the nearest WH Smith's and pick up a newsstand, a regular copy either, so I had to wait until I got back, but I have now powered through this issue, all the articles. There's fantastic stuff in here, themed around the films, your CG renders and stuff. An interview with Jason Fleming, the son of the director. There's also stuff, if I can find it, about the possible third film from the sons of Milton Slotsky, the writer. There's a couple of articles about that, and stuff from his sons, hearing from them, which is great. I've also got a couple of articles themed around the current era as well, which were the bits that I turned to instantly when I got hold of this, because I found the current era really. So I've got one of the producers from the current run, Nikki Wilson. She's also stretched back as far as like the Sarah Jane Adventures and stuff as well. She's been working on the show quite a long time. She is leaving with the centenary special, so it's great to sort of hear from her memories of working not just on this era but on also previous eras as well. And similarly, we've got, if we can find him, the current era's composer. There we go, Senga Kanola, who's also leaving with the centenary special, which is sad to hear about, but sort of to be expected really. So he kind of gives an overview on the most recent episodes and on his time on the show more broadly as well, and sort of hints to what we're going to be hearing, in the centenary special and with the regeneration scene. So that was really great to hear about as well. But yeah, otherwise, just your usual fantastic selection of articles. The comic story in Doctor Who Magazine at the moment is really good. I've been really enjoying that, both in this issue and the next one, which was released, I don't know, like a week or two ago at the time of recording. But yeah, that'll be appearing in next month's update, of course, for August, together with the most recent Doctor Who Magazine special as well, themed around guest stars. So stay tuned for them in August's collection updates. Next up, we have another BBC audiobook. So if you've watched last month's collection updates, you'll know that I picked up the trio of 13th Doctor novels in audiobook form in the recent Big Finish audiobook sale. And since then, Big Finish have done another audiobook sale featuring some different titles, including this, At Childhood's End, the book which is written and in this case read by as well as Sophie Aldred, who of course played Ace on screen. And in this book, obviously, you can see Ace there in the title. It's all about Ace and in particular a first meeting between the 13th Doctor and Ace, which presumably now it is set to become non-canon, with Ace set to return on TV in the centenary special. But nevertheless, I was curious to see how this audiobook handled that meeting between the 13th Doctor and Ace, to compare it to what we eventually get to see on screen. So I thought I'd pick this up. It was only a couple of quid plus postage. I thought I'd pick it up and give it a listen and do my homework prior to the centenary special. Now, out of all the 4 audiobooks that I've picked up, this is the only one I've actually managed to get through so far. I thought I'd start off with this one because it is significantly longer than the rest, 8 CDs, so 8 hours, 8.5 hours long. I thought I'd get this one out of the way and then move on to the trio of novels, which is shorter at like 5 hours or something. And obviously as well, there was the added incentive with this, because it's got Ace in it and the whole link to the centenary special. So I thought, I'll do my homework, I'll get this out of the way, give it a listen. And yeah, it was a bit different to what I was expecting, really. It was a bit different. It wasn't quite what I thought it might be. But yeah, I just found there was some strange choice in this, some strange creative choices. For example, the first meeting between the 13th Doctor and Ace, that's a crucial first meeting, doesn't actually take place on Earth. It takes place on this space thing orbiting Earth. So basically Ace goes off to investigate this space base with her sort of astronaut dude friend on this rocket. They sort of fire off into space, land on this base thing, open the door, and like Graham, Ryan, and Yaz, and then the Doctor as well, are there already, just like investigating, and that's like the first meeting between the 13th Doctor and Ace. I just thought that could have been a little bit more, well, a little bit more, I suppose, just a little bit different. I don't know what I was expecting from that, but that wasn't it. And yeah, there's some other weird choices as well, like they make quite a thing of there being conflict between Yaz and Ace, because basically Yaz, obviously being a probationary police officer, she sort of goes to Ace's HQ where she's got all this Nitro 9 stuff, and she sort of thinks Ace is like a terrorist or something because she's got all these explosives. It's just a bit weird, and they sort of have some like jealousy there and some conflict and stuff, which you can sort of understand, but at the same time it doesn't really add up to what we've seen on screen with Yaz and what we've seen of this era on screen. It just felt a little bit weird. But at the same time, fair play to Sophie Aldred. This is her interpretation of what happened to Ace, and arguably she knows the character better than anyone else. So you've got to give it to her, really. This is like a valid interpretation of Ace's story, of course, because it comes from the horse's mouth, and it is interesting to read or to listen to, and to just see what choices were taken, even if I don't necessarily agree with all of them. But yeah, the story, I just felt overall it did drag a bit, and it didn't quite deliver what I was expecting from it. So hopefully, the meeting between the 13th Doctor and Ace in the Centenary Special will deliver on those fronts in ways which this didn't for me, I suppose. So now on to 5-inch figures. Once again, we've got some fantastic figures to cover this time round, some fantastic gaps that have been plugged in my 5-inch figure collection in this sort of ongoing ongoing quest to complete the lineup. I'm getting closer and closer with every month that passes. So once again, we've got two fantastic people to thank who've helped me out this month. So first of all, once again, Mark O'Sullivan. I'll link to his YouTube channel in the description below. But yeah, Mark last month sold me a Crinoid from the Seeds of Doom, together with a couple of accessories and bits and pieces as well. And this month we have the Attack of the Cyberman 2-pack featuring the 6th Doctor with his tracking device, and the Stealth Cyberman, of course, with his gun. So the Stealth Cyberman is a figure that, I really was very keen to get my hands on, because it's the last 80s Cyberman I needed to complete that particular lineup, so it's fantastic to have him now. But also, just he's a fantastic design in his own right, such a striking Cyberman, so different to all the other ones we've had in the show and in the range as well, in the figure range. So it's great to have him on the shelf, as well with the 6th Doctor, who is a figure that I already have, but I wasn't going to say no to having another version of this figure. And of course, in this set he comes with the little tracker device from Attack of the Cybermen. So once again, it's just great to have that as well. And in fact, as well, this completes my 6th Doctor figure lineup near enough. I still need the Regeneration figure as well, which, is that a 5th Doctor era figure or a 6th Doctor era figure? You decide. And also, technically as well, the original real-time 6th Doctor, although I do own the updated 13th Doctor's set variant of that, so I'm not sure whether I need to sort of hurry to track that one down. But yeah, to all intents and purposes now, I have all of the 6th Doctor stories and figures represented on my shelf, which is fantastic. Really, really great to have all those. So a massive thank you to Mark for selling me not only the stuff last month, but also these two as well. And I will leave links in the description to Mark's YouTube channel and to his Instagram as well, because I know he's quite keen to shift quite a lot of his collection, his figures and stuff. He's got quite a lot of classic era figures and some new ones as well, and various other bits and pieces as well that he's trying to get rid of and sell, I think. So yeah, I'll leave links in the description just in case any of that takes you fancy, and you can get in touch with him and then work something out. But yeah, otherwise, like I say, massive thanks, Mark, for the stuff I got from you so far, and maybe we'll see some more in the future. Who knows? And then to round off the figure segment this month, we have two more very exciting new additions to the collection. So first of all, on the right here, we have Scaroth, Last of the Jaggeroth, or indeed Count Scarlioni. I do have the alternate head for this guy, but he's back on the shelf. So yeah, a fantastic figure here, obviously from the City of Death set, together with his gun and the Mona Lisa as well. For years, I've had the 4th Doctor figure from City of Death, from the B&M re-release, I think back in 2015. So it's great to finally complete the lineup from that story, and to have Scaroth and Mona Lisa to go with him. A fantastic, figure, one I've been keen to get my hands on for quite a while now. And of course, the same can be said for this chap over here on the left, the destroyed Imperial Dalek from Remembrance of the Daleks. A really coveted figure from a really coveted set, together with the Emperor Davros figure, and such a cool figure, really cool with this exposed mutant inside, obviously from the iconic scene with Ace and the baseball bat and the claw that can move around. Oh, it's great. It is so cool. So when the offer came from Mestor to get hold of these two, I just couldn't resist. It was fantastic, and fantastic stuff from Mestor. Many thanks for all the figures you've sold me, including these two. I should mention as well, actually, that the funds that Mestor has been raising from selling stuff to me and other people as well, I believe, have been going towards completing his Virgin New Adventures book collection, and also the Missing Adventures as well, I believe, and the BBC books lastly as well. And he's very recently actually managed to complete that lineup. He posted a photo on Twitter of all the Wilderness Years books together across 2 bookshelves. I'll leave the photo up on screen so you can see for yourselves. But yeah, a fantastic lineup there. So it's been great to contribute to that in my own small way and get some fantastic figures in return. Mestor also offered me this at the same time, the 10-inch 11th Doctor doll or larger action figure from circa 2011, I believe it was. Just a one-off thing that they made. They also did like a bearded variant later on, I think. That was maybe a US exclusive. I think this one was like a Toys R Us exclusive in this country. And I remember at the time, like, they were giving it away for free with the orders over like 50 quid or something. I never got hold of one at the time. I can't say it really appealed to me particularly, and I was in a massive rush to get hold of one of these. When the offer came up, I thought I'm not going to refuse that, and it was a good price as well. So yeah, he's gone to a good home, and I've kept the box as well, and it comes in a nice little box. I'll put up a photo on screen of the two of them together, the figure and the box. But yeah, he makes for a nice display piece, and it's slightly sort of annoying because there's nothing you can really display him with, like in scale, apart from, I suppose, possibly the 13th Doctor figure in the 10-inch scale as well. But everything else is slightly taller, like at 12-inch scale, 13 inches, like the Daleks and stuff, and the other figures like of the Cybermen, the 10th Doctor, Martha, etc. So yeah, it's an oddity, I can't say he's particularly sort of, accurate or striking or smart. It's a sort of approximation of the 11th Doctor, really. But it's nice to have. It's nice to have because I have worked out now that I do own pretty much, not all of the 11th Doctor era stuff released by character, including the 5-inch figures, the character building stuff, etc. But most of it. There's like a handful of things I don't own. You'll be seeing 2 more items actually, which I've recently picked up in next month's collection update, which are both very exciting. Yeah, it's good to tick this guy off the list and have him there on the shelf next to Jodie and those larger figures, because like I say, it's an odyssey from Doctor Who merchandising past, so it's nice to have him. So massive thanks to Mestor for both this guy and those other figures as well. Very much appreciated. So there we have it for another month. Everything added to my Doctor Who collection in July 2022. So a slightly smaller selection than previous months perhaps, but nevertheless a really great selection of items here. I mean, particularly those 5-inch figures, the Destroyed Imperial, Scaroth and the Stealth Cyberman as well, to be honest. I mean, those are figures that I've wanted for a very long time, and they really pop on the shelf and bring those particular sections of the shelf to life. So it's really great to have them at long last. And strangely as well, the same can be said for that 11th Doctor doll. It's not something that I was particularly clamouring for, as I said in the video, but now I've got him in hand, in the flesh, on the shelf. It's really nice to have him and to tick him off the list, to come one step closer to owning a complete 11th Doctor era character options collection. As ever, I'll leave links in the description to anything that is still currently available to buy. I think in this instance that basically only applies to the Doctor Who magazine issue, and possibly at Childhood's End as well. I mean, it's not going to be the same price that I paid for it, but I'll leave a link in the description nevertheless, just in case you want to pick it up. Please do leave a like if you have enjoyed this video, and comment below your thoughts on the items covered this month. And also feel free to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. And if you want to go one step further in supporting the channel, you can find the link to my Patreon page in the video description. I'll see you again soon for my August collection updates, but until then, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye for now.